Can I just tell you that I really do enjoy living in Merida, Mexico. I've been here going on 4 years, and I want to share with you 3 things, not in any necessary order, that I really do enjoy about living in Merida, Mexico. Stay tuned. Hello, my loves, Kelly here, and welcome to another awesome slice of my world. So I have been here in Merida, Mexico, going on 4 years. Oh, can you believe it? It's been 4 years, yay! And I am a proud permanent resident. I call myself a Blaxican, hey, of Mexico. I'm a permanent resident, and I'm excited about that status because I truly do enjoy being here. Now, I've not visited a lot of other places in Mexico because I'm happy where I am. And also, traveling for me is very difficult on my body. So for those of you that may be new to my channel, I primarily talk about my body's battle with lupus. It's my body's battle, it's not mine, and living abroad. And so I left the US because of a lot of reasons, but one of the main ones was I wasn't getting quality and affordable health care, and I wasn't running into people that were actually healthcare professionals. So here I am in Merida, Mexico, living my best life during this battle. So one of the things that I really enjoy about living in Merida, Mexico, speaking of quality and affordable health care, is the fact that not only is the health care quality and affordable, and my doctors actually take the time to listen to what it is that I say and actually answer my questions, but just the cost of living here, period, is really quite affordable when you compare it to what people are paying in the US. Recently, someone shared a post on Facebook where they had all of these different rents for the various cities, the larger cities in the United States. And I was like, what? People are paying that? And not only did they share the rents, but these were only the rents. So people were paying literally between $2,000 and $4,000 a month. They hadn't gone to the grocery store yet. They hadn't paid for a light bill yet. They hadn't bought a morsel of food. They hadn't put gas in their car, which is, by the way, another thing that's absolutely crazy right now in the US. So for me, living here in Mexico, our gas prices aren't as high, at least from what I'm seeing reported in the US. Our rents are not as high, although Merida is becoming quite popular. A lot of people are starting to show up, and real estate prices are indicating an upward turn, if you will, but still, we are not outpacing what is happening in the US. So, quality and affordable life, not just healthcare, but life in general, is one of my favorite things about living in Merida, Mexico. The next thing that I really dig about living in Merida, Mexico are my neighbors, are the people. I can't just say my neighbors because that doesn't really describe it, because my neighbor could be Sam Smith, for all you all know. Isn't that a famous guy? I think he's a singer. I could be wrong. But anyway, it's not some famous singer. My neighbors are locals. And I think I am the only American that lives along this strip of where it is that I am. But my neighbors are phenomenal, and I know them all. Let me tell you, I gotta tell you a story about at least one of my neighbors, but they all look out for me. They've all come to know who I am. I've been in this particular home for going on 2 years. The home I lived in before I moved here, the neighbors were looking out for me there as well. But one neighbor here in the community that I live in particular, it's a woman, her and her husband own the business next door to my home. And I'd lived here at this point, by this time, a year, and I have 3 planters that sit in front of my house, and I hadn't put anything in these planters. I finally decided I was gonna put something pretty in these planters, and within 2 weeks, a drunk driver ran over one of the planters, and that thing was just killed to oblivion. Like the planter was just all ugly out there. And it was 1:30 in the morning. And needless to say, I wasn't gonna be cleaning up nothing at 1:30 in the morning. By the time I came out at 9 that morning, you couldn't even tell that there had been a mess there. So they had cleaned up the mess already. And so I still had plants in planter number 2 and planter number 3. Well, somebody came along and helped themselves to the plant in planter number 2. So now I've only got one little palm tree left out there. And I decided, you know what? One planter got ran over, the other one got stolen. I'm gonna bring my plant inside the house and put it in my backyard and enjoy the last one and just leave my planters empty. It wasn't 5 minutes later that I got a knock at the door, and it was my neighbor who has the business. And she was apologizing. And she's like, "Lo siento, yo es malo vecino." She's like, "I'm a bad neighbor. I'm so sorry. I noticed that someone had stolen plant number 2, and I was doing my best to keep an eye on plant number 3. And now I see that someone is taking plant number 3, and I'm so sorry because I didn't watch your plant." Why she think she the plant police? But how sweet is that? I was like, you are not a bad neighbor, and it's not your job to watch the plant. And I brought the plant inside. She was so relieved, y'all. You would have thought that somebody had tried to knock me in the back of the head to steal that planter. She was so relieved that that last plant did not get stolen on what she felt like was her watch. So, and every morning, sometimes I ain't gonna lie, I try to avoid her, because if you see her, she literally will bless my life for 15 minutes, and I'm like, I gotta go. So my neighbors, that's just one of my neighbors. My neighbors that surround me, again, are absolutely amazing, very neighborly, but they still mind their business. They don't be knocking, trying to come to my house and visit, but they do look out for me, and I absolutely love that. That everywhere I've been, every place I've lived, my neighbors have shown me that I'm welcome, and they look out for me. The number 3 reason, and again, these are in no particular order, of what I love about living in Merida, Mexico, is the weather. Most people come here, they be like, oh my God, it's so hot. Have y'all seen me? I weigh 5 pounds. I ain't got an ounce of fat on me to keep me warm. I am one of the few people that you will meet in this city. I ain't got a lick of air conditioning in my house. Now you'll always hear, you know, depending on where I'm sitting, you'll hear wind moving, because I got fans up in this joint, because I ain't crazy. But for the most part, I am comfy cozy with no AC. So I enjoy the weather here. And for those of you that may not know anything at all about Merida, Mexico, I am about 30 to 45 minutes, depending on where you catch the bus or drive your car from Gulf Shore beaches. So I can get to the beach in a relatively short amount of time, and I'm about 4 hours from Cancun. So if I really wanted to hit the big water, I could do that as well. It's not like it was in Florida, where you an hour and a half, no matter where you are, from some water, but I'm close enough to where I'm satisfied with that. At the beginning of the year, the end of the year, holiday season, it starts to get a little cooler here. Sometimes it gets cold enough that we have the audacity to complain, but it's cold by tropical standards, not cold by like some Chicago winter nonsense. We don't get any snow and all of that, but the weather here is amazing. It is always hot. It is always sunny. It's summertime pretty much 11 months out of the year. So if you love summer, or you're trying to get away from the cold, this is a great place to be. And my nearest neighbor in the US is just across the Gulf to Houston. And so you can get back to the US relatively quickly. I don't know why you want to after you've been here, but that's your business, and I'll leave that to you. But anyway, so those are the 3 reasons that I personally really kind of dig. And I can come up with a lot more, but we're going to keep it kind of short, and we're going to do those 3. So something else that I have that's got nothing to do with living in Merida, Mexico, is the ability to get to know you better. So outside of hitting the subscribe button, if you will check the description below, you will find other ways where you can connect with me via subscription, where I have 2 different options, where I have a Marco Polo group that is a group setting where you can network with me and others that are in my group. And it's a little more personal feeling than what you get here, where it's just a one-sided conversation. And then there is the opportunity to chat with me one-on-one, ask questions, hear the nonsense I got to say, and get to know me a little bit better. And those are the 2 options that you will find in the description below. So pick your poison, baby. And I hope that you'll decide that you would love to have one of those 2 subscriptions. All right, y'all, I'm about to get out of here because I'm thirsty and I'm hungry, and as skinny as I am, I need to eat. So I'll talk to you all soon. Thanks for watching. Ciao.